A $4 billion uranium deal is more than a procurement event. By locking in 110,000 tons of fuel, this agreement redirects a significant portion of the world's primary uranium production toward a single buyer. Subscribe to Global Warwatch Network for more in-depth analysis on the geopolitical moves defining the coming decades. India is currently the world's fastest-growing major economy. However, sustaining that expansion requires importing 85% of its crude oil, leaving its growth targets vulnerable to external price shocks. To address this, the Viksit Bharat vision and a 2070 net zero mandate require a massive expansion of the domestic power grid. This involves scaling nuclear capacity from 8.8 gigawatts to 100 gigawatts by the centenary of India's independence in 2047. But the expansion faces a physical constraint. India holds less than 1% of the world's known uranium reserves. Without a steady supply of foreign fuel, the 100 gigawatt target is unreachable. India's strategy relies on establishing a sovereign fuel pipeline that functions independently of traditional market choke points and Chinese-dominated supply routes. To understand how this pipeline was secured, we need to examine the 2026 supply pact between Kazatomprom and India's Department of Atomic Energy. The deal is valued at over 2 trillion tenge, roughly $4.2 billion, representing over 50% of Kazatomprom's book value. 92.9% of shareholders approved the sale, committing 110,000 tons of uranium to Indian reactors. Slide 2 tracks the energy market shock. Kazakhstan produces over 40% of global uranium, but sulfuric acid shortages constrain mining output. This has led to a value over volume strategy, prioritizing long-term bilateral contracts with sovereign partners over selling on the open spot market. By diverting massive volume into a closed Indian contract, Kazakhstan significantly reduced open market uranium liquidity. This drain caused spot prices to breach $100 per pound in early 2026, leaving utilities facing a shrinking supply and much higher costs. This single contract signals a broader transition. Uranium is moving away from being a simple traded commodity and toward becoming a strictly guarded, long-term strategic asset. Slide 3 focuses on bypassing choke points. Kazakhstan is landlocked, and its exports traditionally rely on Russian pipelines or Chinese rail networks. The solution is the International North-South Transport Corridor. This map shows the route across the Caspian Sea, through Iran by rail, and finally to the port of Mundra. This multimodal network provides a logistical alternative, allowing India to move critical resources across Eurasia without depending on transit corridors controlled by Moscow or Beijing. Slide 4 covers the domestic grid. With fuel secured, India is moving into Stage 2 of its 3-stage nuclear program centered on the indigenous fast breeder reactor technology recently demonstrated at Kalpakkam. To accelerate this, the government is amending the Atomic Energy Act, allowing private sector entities to form joint ventures for power plant construction. The union budget allocates 20,000 crore rupees for developing indigenous small modular reactors. The goal is to have at least 5 operational by 2033, providing decentralized, low-carbon power for industrial and remote applications. By pairing a secured foreign fuel supply with increased domestic funding, India is attempting to de-risk its energy trajectory for the next 2 decades. The reliance on a liquid, open spot market for uranium has hit a ceiling as primary output is increasingly locked behind sovereign contracts. India has sought to insulate its 100 gigawatt nuclear target from market volatility by prioritizing these direct state-to-state supply mechanisms. Kazakhstan has used its 40% share of global output to negotiate directly with major powers, moving away from being a mere resource exporter to becoming a decisive partner in the clean energy transition. As the competition for carbon-free baseload power intensifies, the nations that secure their fuel supplies through direct diplomacy gain a distinct advantage in industrial endurance. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown useful, please like the video and subscribe for more. Share your thoughts on India's nuclear strategy in the comments and check the description for further reading.